What is going on, everybody? It's Alex back with another video, and today I want to talk about GTA 6. Now, I have a little bit of a theory that I've come up with on, maybe a different perspective of when we could be seeing the game. So if you guys have been keeping up with GTA 6 leaks, rumors, whatever you want to call them, for really any amount of time, you've probably been caught up in the tornado, and there are opinions left, right, and center. There's been, fake leaks left, right, and center. Who knows if we've actually had any real leaks? But there's information pulling in every direction, and one of the biggest things that people are talking about is obviously when we're going to actually see the game, when we're going to get the announcement, when we're going to get the release date. This seems to be the biggest concept that people are talking about right now. And for the most part, people stay within two categories. You have the optimists that think that GTA 6 will be releasing fairly soon, at least getting a reveal, something like that within the next, I would say, year and a half, 2 years, something like that. And then you have the people that have been convinced for a long time that it's years away and there's no way that we're even going to hear about it until like 2024, something along those lines. It seems that those two groups are, the majority of the community. Now, I've always been in the more optimistic side where I don't think it's right around the corner, but I do think it's coming out, sooner rather than later. But I think there's good arguments to be put forth saying that it's going to be a long ways away. I think there's reasonable arguments on both sides. And once again, we don't really know. People claim that, oh yeah, this is confirmed. If you go on a lot of GTA 6 YouTube videos, you get a lot of information, making statements as if they are facts that we know all these things. It's not true. We literally know nothing. But there's a lot of good indicators that, really could point towards both directions. Now, there seems to be two main reasons that people point to when they are explaining why they believe the GTA 6 is years and years away. The first reason is quite simply Rockstar Games has a pretty strict schedule on how they do their announcements and releases and things. And it pretty much, it all comes down to they release a trailer, and then about 2 years after that initial reveal trailer hit the internet is when we actually get our hands on the game. So people are saying, okay, if we were to get a trailer today, we wouldn't actually get the game until 2022, and there's no indication that we're going to be getting a trailer right now, so it looks like it's at least 2 years away, which I do think is a logical argument. The other main argument is that GTA 5 and GTA Online are still making stupid amounts of money, and it would make absolutely no sense whatsoever to stop capitalizing on that money. If you were to announce GTA 6, immediately, the revenue, the income from GTA 5 would start dwindling. People are not going to be pouring hundreds and hundreds of dollars into a game that they know that they're about to just kind of replace with GTA 6 in the not too distant future. So if they did the normal release schedule and they announced, let's say, GTA 6 today, then for 2 years, GTA 5 is going to not stop making money. I'm sure it would still be very profitable, but the amount of money that it would be bringing in would be, just a fraction of what it is right now. And that's 2 years of that. That's many, many, many millions of dollars. The game is still selling amazingly, much less the actual revenue that they're making from microtransactions. They would be giving up a lot of money. And again, I think this argument is very logical as well. But this is where my little theory, my own speculation comes into play. So think about it like this. For a very long time, GTA has been a very prominent game, and it makes a lot of money. It is a very, very, very successful game. On release, they break records, and not just GTA 5, but other games. It is crazy the sales that the past few GTAs have had. There's no doubt that it is an extremely successful game. But GTA 5 and future GTAs are a little different than what we've had in the past. It used to be that the actual sale of the game, the $60 or whatever, previous GTAs cost, that was where they made all their money. There wasn't microtransactions or shark cards or anything like that. Again, they made all of their money from the game's sales. So it made sense for them to make a great game, release it, and that's where they make all their money. And then, they put all of those resources into making the next game. Well, obviously, Grand Theft Auto 5 is very different. Yes, they made stupid amounts of money from the sale of GTA 5, and they're continuing to make stupid amounts of money from the continuous sales of GTA 5. But the majority of the money that they're making right now is certainly from microtransactions. People buying shark cards and things of this sort. This is something that costs them no money to keep up, but it is making them a lot of money. Yes, they're, constantly adding new updates and incentives to keep playing and things of this sort, and that costs a ton of money, and those are essentially free updates, but it's also incentivizing people to buy these shark cards, making a lot of money. This is something that we haven't seen in other Grand Theft Auto games. This is something, basically how the revenue stream of Grand Theft Auto 5, how that works is very different, and I think that's going to play a big role in how they actually start hyping up future titles. So when people bring up that Rockstar Games, they do the announcement and then 2 years later they release the game, they hype up the game for 2 years trying to get people to buy, I don't think that is necessarily going to be the most effective way to monetize GTA 6 anymore. First of all, just think about it. When GTA 5 was first announced, it was on the news. My parents knew that Grand Theft Auto 5 was getting announced, and they were asking me what this game was, and my parents know nothing about video games. This is such a big game that it's going to break the internet. If they just literally put out a tweet, everybody and their grandma is going to know about GTA 6. The need to market the hell out of it is just simply not there. Is there going to be a marketing budget? Absolutely. There's going to be commercials. There's going to be, probably events. There's going to be all these things. They will market the game, but I don't really think they need 2 years to market it. And it's not just do they need, we'll get to this, but I think it wouldn't make sense for them to market it for 2 years. For the second reason, because if they did market it for multiple years, then they would be losing out on the revenue for GTA 5. GTA Online is bringing in so much money right now, and if they dropped a teaser for GTA 6, like I said at the beginning of the video, they would start, losing out on some of that money. So getting back to my theory, what I think is possible for, the release schedule of GTA 6 is I think quite literally it could be somewhat of a shadow drop. Now, I don't just think we're going to get a tweet or a YouTube video or something like that saying, hey, buy Grand Theft Auto 6 now, servers just went live. That definitely wouldn't make sense. But, it may be something similar to like what they did with Fallout 4, if you remember. They announced the game at E3. I'm sure there were leaks and things of this sort, but there was no official confirmation. A lot of people were surprised people didn't know about it. And then while they were announcing the game, talking about it, they were like, oh yeah, you can play it later this year. So you got to think E3 is somewhere in the summer along those lines. I think it's usually in May, June, something like that. And then Fallout 4 released in holiday season later that year. It was only a few months of wait, and it was only a few months of marketing. Now, you can say what you will about Fallout 4, but it was definitely successful in that sense. And GTA, Rockstar Games has so much more of an influence than Bethesda does. I understand Bethesda is huge, but you have to realize Rockstar Games is the biggest out there. And if they say if they market GTA 6 for a few months, I don't see how marketing it for 2 years would be any different. Just word of mouth about a new GTA game is going to reach max capacity. Anybody that's interested is going to know about it. It's not like people are just not going to know about GTA 6 after a couple months of it being hyped up. There wouldn't really be any reason for them to market it for another 18 months or something like that. And then also, if they do it like that, there won't be all that hype time. It won't be that period where people are scared to spend money on GTA 5, because effectively they're going to be spending money on GTA 5 until they realize that right around the corner GTA 6 is coming out. So that period of people not spending money on it is going to be very slim. Essentially meaning that Rockstar Games and Take-Two Interactive are not going to be losing out on so much money from all the shark cards and things of this sort. So assuming this little theory is correct, that could mean that quite literally at any point we could be getting an announcement for GTA 6. I find it very hard to believe that they are going to follow the same exact schedule that they have for the previous Rockstar games. I think it makes sense for a game like Red Dead Redemption. I don't think it makes sense for the GTA titles any longer. I find it very hard to believe that they would hype up GTA 6 for 2 years. It just doesn't make sense. Now, I'm sure plenty of people are not going to have watched this far into the video, and they're just gonna, kind of see what I'm talking about a little bit and then start talking trash in the comments. And I want to get it out of the way. Do I think that this is what is going to happen? Honestly, it's so up in the air right now. No one knows what's going on, because the only reason this would work is assuming that GTA 6 is kind of right around the corner. If GTA 6 is years and years away, this doesn't really apply to that a whole lot and wouldn't really make sense. And at this point, I'm not convinced it's coming out sooner or later. I'm kind of 50-50. I'm not really leaning more on one side, especially with all the confusion from all the insiders with Jason Schreier saying that, yo, it's in early development, it's not going to be coming out anytime soon. And then a plethora of other insiders saying, wait, no, it is going to be coming out fairly soon. And then, we have them announcing, I think Rockstar Games announced that they weren't even working on GTA 5, and then like a week later they announced it. I mean, there's so much randomness going on here. I think a lot of people are focused on, oh, well, Jason Schreier said this. Oh, well, this insider said this. Again, I think you just need to throw everything out the window. Pay attention to what everyone's saying, but don't really lean too heavily. So again, when it comes to when it's going to release, it really is up in the air. We have no idea. So this is honestly just a theory. I'm not necessarily banking on it. I think it's an interesting idea. I think it's a different perspective. I don't hear a lot of people talking about this. But just like anything else when it comes to GTA 6, don't put all your eggs in this basket. There's no telling what is true. But thank you guys for checking out the video. If you guys enjoyed it, make sure to drop a like, make sure to subscribe if you haven't already. Thank you guys for the support. Peace out. My mother wheel takes me all over the place, and wherever I go, I'm in lines and hearts. Don't need to climb stairs when I'm climbing these charts. Lily, Roland, those other two dudes didn't come to my birthday party. Rude, but they all found time to go fight the warrior. Like, this would be like some